All right, back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another beer from the Other Half Brewing Company, and they're out of both Brooklyn and Rochester, New York. And this is their Misfroots, the cherry, lime, and coconut variant. So they're calling this one a Pastry Sour Ale that is brewed with cherry, lime, coconut, cinnamon, vanilla, graham cracker, Muscovado sugar, and lactose. Comes in at 6% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed in time of review. This can is approximately 5 weeks old. I want to give a huge thanks and shout out to a very good friend of mine and viewer of the channel, Dan, for hooking me up with this one. Thank you very much, good sir. I'll post a link in the description box to the beer mal unboxing video I did that contains all the goodies that Dan sent my way. He sent me a bunch of Other Half, and I'm so happy he sent me this one because when he checked this one in a couple weeks ago, might have been even closer to maybe a month ago, just after they released it, I was like, man, that sounds right in my wheelhouse. And he was nice enough to throw one in. I had no idea he would, so thank you very much. Dan, I am looking forward to this one. So I did their first Misfroots, which was, I believe, blueberry and raspberry. I think all the rest of the ingredients outside of the cherry, lime, and coconut are very similar, if not the same. And it was pretty good. It reminded me of like a crunchy, but a light version of a crunchy, like not as intense, but still really good. So this one, I love coconut. If you've been watching the channel, then you know coconut's one of my favorite adjuncts or ingredients or whatever to brew with. And yeah, this one just sounds right in my wheelhouse. I can't wait to get into it. Let's give it a pour. Oh, that looks really crazy looking there in the glass. Definitely looks cherry-esque, I would say. Yeah, definitely. We'll just go like that. Not trying to get too crazy, if you know what I mean. Go like that. So yeah, that pours out this really, I mean, that looks like there's cherry in there, right? So has this really like deep, I'd say more mahogany, but has a lighter tinges to it, almost like a brownish kind of note to it. About a finger of a light red head that looks somewhat creamy, but also somewhat, yeah, there's some like soap sudsy things going on. Really can't see through it, so very murky and turbid, and yeah, looks like it has cherries in it for sure. Let's get a nose. Ooh, so the lime right off the top is hitting me big time. Wow, yeah. And now I'm getting the cherry, so it almost gives me like a cherry limeade kind of feel to the nose. I like me some cherry limeade. Yeah, the lime hits me right up front, wow. It doesn't smell overly sweet. I think that acidic, almost zesty kind of lime character is cutting the sweetness from the base beer, from all those, you know, the vanilla and the Muscovado sugar, the lactose and stuff, because it's just giving me straight up cherry limeade vibes. Not really picking up on the coconut, and I didn't think I would with everything else in here. I thought the coconut would be kind of lost, might come forward in the taste. But yeah, cherry limeade. Smells like cherry limeade sour. That's what I'm getting. It smells pretty damn tasty, so let's get into it. Cheers, everybody, and thanks again, Dan. I'm digging that. That's nice. This is definitely more tart and almost approaching sour. I didn't think that would be the case because the last one wasn't really super sour or anything. Most of the crunchy beers are. A lot of their pastry sours don't get a bunch of sourness, but this one has like a firm tartness, almost approaching low sourness. Body 6%, bit thin. I'd say like lower side of medium body. I'm all right with it. Probably appropriate or close to it, just a bit thin. The mouthfeel, here's where I think it kind of differs from the crunchy series for me. This is more crisp, very effervescent on the palate, spritzy carbonation on the tongue, where like the crunchy beers are more soft, smooth, and creamy. I think the lactose is providing more of a sweetness than it is the, you know, the creaminess to the mouthfeel. So body, a little bit thin, and the mouthfeel more crisp and effervescent as opposed to soft, smooth, and creamy. Pretty solid from that aspect, but the taste is really nice. And here's the thing. Right up front, that cherry limeade character hits, and I swear it tastes like a cherry limeade right up front of my palate. But then as it passes through the palate, the coconut sneaks in. And it's mixing it with like this vanilla, almost the graham crackers there. It almost has like, I don't know, like s'mores-esque kind of characters to the middle of the palate, which is, sounds really stupid, right? Because I'm drinking cherry limeade-esque kind of sour. The mid-palate of s'mores kind of comes in, sans the chocolate. You get the graham, the vanilla, I'd say marshmallow, but the coconut kind of replaces the chocolate. Really weird, really unique, but quite tasty. This one finishes with a pretty nice balance to it too, because it is pretty sweet up front, but there's also mixing in with that firm tartness. On the back palate, though, has a nice residual sweetness, but it has enough of a dryness to kind of break it up a little bit, so it's not overly sweet. So I think it's quite well balanced considering this is a pastry sour. I do like that I'm getting the firm tartness. I'm very happy I'm picking up on the coconut. That s'mores character sans the chocolate, which you're probably just going, Joe, you're an idiot. That's not s'mores then. No, I get it, totally get it. But I'm saying graham cracker, marshmallow, chocolate. Just take the chocolate away and replace the marshmallow with vanilla. And a lot of times when I get beers with vanilla in it, it sometimes produces marshmallow, and sometimes marshmallow produces vanilla characters in beers for me. So it's kind of the s'mores minus the chocolate, kind of hitting mid-palate. But what I like is I get the coconut. It's not like crazy coconut, but it's definitely here. And honestly, one of the best things I can say about this beer is it's quite drinkable, because you can see me, tearing it up, and it's not too sweet, it's not too sour, there's not too much going on in it, and it has really nice flavors overall. The one issue with pastry sour beers a lot of times is they're too sweet because it's more pastry than sour. And I think this one, again, has a really nice balance to it. I think they balance the pastry portion with the sour portion. And yeah, it's pretty damn tasty. 6%, really can't tell it's 6%. Yeah, really nice. Do I like this one more than the Misfroots, the regular one? I don't know. I don't remember what I gave that. I think I gave that around a 4.25. I think I like them equally, or maybe that one a little bit more, maybe this one a little bit more. I can't really off the top of my head remember what I said about that one exactly and what the rating was, but I have no problems giving Misfroots, the cherry, lime, and coconut variant, a straight up 4.25 out of 5. For me, that means it's a damn tasty beer. It doesn't get into the 4 or 5 range. I just think it would be, I don't know, there just need to be more here for me to get a 4.5. I just don't feel like it's a 4.5 beer, but a 4.25 beer is a really good beer. And again, I like that I can taste the cherry, the lime, and the coconut. A lot of times when you drink beers like this and there's, tons of adjuncts, kind of gets lost. Excuse me. For the most part, though, it's really good, and not much more to say about it. So if you've had this one before, let me know what you think about it. Price point and availability, price point was $22 4-pack, a bit high. Would I pay $5.50 for a can of this? I probably would again. Like if they released it again, I probably would buy at least a single can, if not a couple, maybe a 4-pack. That is a bit pricey though, considering it's only 6%, but there is a lot of adjuncts and crazy shit going on. But I would say if you like cherry limeade, or if you want to have a pastry sour that kind of has a uniqueness to it and something different, then I would definitely say grab this one if they ever release it again. Availability, it's brewery only at Other Half. They do some mobile canning releases around New York State. But for the most part, you can get it at one of their 2 breweries, either in Rochester or in Brooklyn. And yeah, not much more to say about it. So thank you very much, Dan, for sending this one my way. I think it's just as good as I envisioned it when I don't remember what Dan gave it, maybe like a 4 out of 5 or something like that, maybe 4.25 as well. But I remember him really enjoying it and saying, you get pretty much everything, the coconut and whatnot. And that was part of the reason why I was like, I would love to try it, and Dan hooked it up because that's the kind of dude he is. So once again, thanks to Dan for making this possible. Thanks to everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. And until the next one, cheers.